Hockey Town, it's a place where dreams are found. We fought so many battles here, now we're the ones that they will fear. The cup resides within our town, we won't stop no letting down. The cup is ours, we're all to drink. It's our time, let's rock this ring.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Hockey Town Rundown. You are here with us, your beautiful hosts, once again, Derek and Zach. It's just you and I on this beautiful mock draft Saturday night. We are recording early because everyone else has things going on, because tomorrow is Father's Day. Derek, what's going on this beautiful Saturday night?
Oh, buddy, just getting some fun texts right on date night saying if I can record right away. And I was like, yeah.
Thanks,
Then
buddy.
I looked at the girlfriend after that. And I was like, oh, I forgot.
She texted me right away and said you get 2 hours.
I had to argue it for a while. I got told, F no, why am I letting you take him away from me?
Why don't we just go ahead and jump right into it? And boys and girls, to figure out who has the first pick for the San Jose Sharks, Derek's got a coin. We will be flipping that coin. Derek, you can call it heads or tails in the air. Let us know what you get. If you get it right, you're going first.
Okay, cool. Well, whoever gets the first pick gets the Red Wings pick at 15. So let's see what happens right now. Tails. I missed it because I was staring at the screen. Well, it's heads. Good luck, Zach. You're up first.
All right. I get the first overall pick for the San Jose Sharks, and the San Jose Sharks select Jonathan Ericsson. I am totally kidding, but that would be freaking hilarious if they did. Nope. They are going to go ahead and select not technically the franchise player, but a really good elite player in Macklin Celebrini. Honestly, I don't think I need to have a reason for this pick. I think that this is a good building block for the San Jose Sharks franchise moving forward. Matt, shout out to you because I know you're a big Sharks fan if you are watching this mock draft. So there you go, buddy. Derek, who do you have for the Chicago Blackhawks?
I'm just happy to see that they're not at number 1 this year.
Well, they got number 2, buddy. And who's it going to be? Is it going to be Demidov? Is it going to be a defenseman? Who's it going to be?
So we're going to go with that 6'2", 200-pound right-handed D, Artem Levshinov.
Oh, I was.
I could say that name right.
I'm very proud of you. You did a very good job. I was very shocked. I was waiting for it. I was like, oh boy.
I've been practicing, but I also still catch myself before I say it because I still don't trust anybody or anything that tells me how to pronounce any of these names because they're all different.
That they are. And so I have the pleasure of selecting for the Anaheim Ducks. And I mean, it's tough to pass on Demidov, but they traded Drysdale to get Gauthier, who is a forward. So I think that they're going to go defenseman here. I'm going to go with Sam Dickinson. I just feel like that is, even though if the Ducks do have plenty of left-handed D prospects, this is a player that can also be a building block. Like he can be a top pairing defenseman for any team. And I think the Ducks are going to be happy with this pick. Some people might not like it, but I think that this is a very fine pick for the Ducks.
But it looks like I'm up with pick number 4 for Columbus, the team that still could literally use everything. And it looks like Patrick Laine might be moving out here shortly too. And we do have what probably should have been the second pick still on the board. Us Demidov in there. They're getting that right-handed shot, right wiener.
Him with Fantilli, dude, in the future, that's going to be disgusting. If I had the Columbus pick, that's probably who I was going to pick. If you guys haven't already, if you guys are new or returning, thanks for returning, and thank you for showing up. If you haven't already, you can find us online on Twitter, all the social medias, YouTube, obviously, if you're on here, and on Spotify. And then if you do like our logo, which is a really nice octopus, winged octopus with a wheel around it with Hockey Town rundown on it, yeah, you can go on our link tree and you can purchase some of our merchandise and apparel. That really does help us out. We really do appreciate it, and thank you for stopping by once again. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Let's continue on with this mock draft. Derek, I have the pleasure of selecting for the Montreal Canadiens. And Derek, at this point, it really is no secret the amount of interviews and reports have come out that those interviews have taken place with this player. It's a no-brainer. It's Caden Lindstrom. And if he was not injured this season, I think that he would be picked in the top 3. I really do believe that. This kid is sick. Like, I really do wish that the Red Wings were picking in the top 5 to take this player.
Let's see if Carey Price can say his name.
Bro, I was dying when I went to the draft last year. That's what my friend is. I went to the draft in Nashville last year. I was dying and I screamed out his name because he couldn't get it right. And I swear, I think he heard me say it too. But
he's like, look behind him, like, oh, who's yelled at me? Like, oh, no one.
Who do you have for the Utah Orbital Mooners, as I wanted them to be named, the Utah Hockey Club? Derek.
The Utah Stormin' Mormons. Let's go.
My goodness.
Just kidding. We all know that's not going to be that, but let's be honest. I'd buy that jersey in a heartbeat. Well, Utah, formerly known as the Arizona Coyotes, as we know, fairly still good on that front end of the forwards. Just a lot of work to be done in development. So I'm thinking they're going to go with that left-handed defenseman, offensive defenseman, Steve Bouillon. Unfortunately, he will not be joining his brother on the Red Wings this year.
Yes, I'm very upset that he is not joining his brother with the Detroit Red Wings, to say the least, Eric. So darn you for picking him for the Utah.
I mean, what can I say? I mean, I slightly see the next Erik Karlsson in, but weirdly enough, a more defensive Erik Karlsson. So,
I got to pick for the Ottawa Senators. Yes, it's no secret we are Red Wings fans, so we have a nice friendly rivalry going on between the two organizations. So if you're on social media,
friendly. We love each other.
Yeah. And so it's really no secret that Ottawa Senators really need help on defense, especially on the right-handed side. So they get a really good pick. They're going to go with Zane Parekh. Good pick for them, honestly. So I'm jealous. As you can tell by my voice.
You definitely went a different way than I would have thought, just because of all the rumors with Tkachuk. I make most of my guesses off rumors. I don't want facts. They're not fun for me during the draft, in the mock draft, because none of this actually matters. Minus like probably the first pick, which is the only one we probably will get right.
Probably.
So, let's be honest here. So, love you, Tree. All right, for Seattle, because now I got to pick someone different because Zach just took the pick I had for them. Thank you, buddy. I knew that was going to happen instantaneously. Actually, it's a second time now, but we'll ignore that. But man, he slid all the way to 8. I was expecting him to probably go at 2.
You're taking the big boy.
We're taking the big boy, Anton Slavaya. Let's send him up there, buddy. Holy crap. I know that. Seattle's roughing it on the D end a little bit. Their forwards are not too bad, a little young, but they have a lot of room to grow. But that defensive end definitely needs some help. And man, put that defensive defenseman back there. No one's getting through. That boy is probably one of the most NHL ready players in this draft. So, especially size wise at 6'2", 200 pounds. Probably might be making that jump a lot quicker than anyone was going to expect. Actually, I don't think anyone's going to judge him if he jumps up in 1 year.
All right, buddy. Well, I got the next pick. I got the Calgary Flames. Derek, there's a player that used to play for the Flames. Do you know who I'm thinking of?
Oh, 100%. And let me tell you, if they didn't pick this and they picked the person that I want for the Red Wings, there would have been war because we need to pick this player then at that point. But yes, I know what you're talking about, and continue because I confused a lot of people with that statement.
So here's the thing. Much like all the previous teams, maybe outside of like Ottawa and Seattle, those aren't teams that really need like everything. They need specifics. Calgary, they kind of need everything because they're kind of going into that. They're not in rebuild mode, but they're kind of like in that weird funk, right, that the Red Wings were in, where they're like, we're not in rebuild, but we're doing bad, right? So I want to say that they'll take Tish here because I really do think that, but part of me thinks that they would take a defenseman, but I'm going to go with Tish just because.
Let's be honest. If they don't pick him and he's there at 9, the city of Calgary will go up in literal flames.
Do you think so?
Intended. Yeah. I mean, his dad was just a staple there. That powerhouse goal scorer. Like, how do you not take, like, his son is just, he's going to be another generational talent. Not really. I mean, he's not going to be a Bedard or anything, but he's going to be at least 30, 40 goal scorer, I see, per year in like 3-4 years. So
yeah, he's going to be a point per game player. At least that's my prediction for him. That's what I can see. And it makes me really upset that he jumped up really, really far into this pool of prospects in this year's draft, because at one point I believe that he was supposed to go in the middle later rounds because he wasn't really doing too hot in the regular season. Then the playoffs came by and picked it up, and towards the end of the regular season too, he picked it up. So good pick here by the Flames. I'm very disappointed in them. How dare they pick a player that I wanted for my Detroit Red Wings at 15. So Derek, why don't you crush my dreams some more with the New Jersey Devils picking at 10? Even though they do want to trade it. No, Derek, we are not doing any trades this mock draft. I am sorry.
Let's be honest, because I feel like I know who they're going to pick at 10. And let me tell you, when he drops to 10, I want to be there and get him. It's that top goal scorer of the USHL. It's Cole Yzerman. They don't really need much more on the forward end because they're so stacked heavy. But when he falls this far and you get that kind of goal scoring, you can't say no to it.
And so I'm stuck with the Buffalo Sabres. Okay. And so, oh boy, this is a team who just traded Casey Middlestat for Owen Byram. I think they're going to go forward here. Forward. They're going Consta Hellenius because he can play center. I know they have him listed as a right wing, but Matt talked about this player and he could be NHL ready within a year or two. And like I said, they just traded Casey Middlestat for Bowen Byram. So I think that they could use another center eventually. Worst case, he's a winger. So they're pretty stacked on defense with Owen Power and a couple other names too that Rasmus Dahlin. I don't know why I was drawing a blank, the former number 1 overall pick. But yeah, I think that this is the pick that the Buffalo Sabres go, Derek. And so I'm sorry if I took your player, but who do you got for the Philadelphia Flyers to go play with Matvei Michkov if he ever decides to come over to USA?
See, just because I got Matvei Michkov over there coming over, and it does seem like he is going to make it over. So whoever has been too freaked out about these Russian players, I don't think they got to worry too much anymore. But I feel like with their forward prospects and the forward lines they have, which isn't too bad, just a little more on the young side and a little bit on the older, there's a weird mixture in there. I feel like they're going to go on the D side, and since you picked the D I wanted for them really early in the draft, I'm going to pick the next best available one, and he's sitting right there at the top, Carter Yakimchuk.
All right, Derek. I got the Minnesota Wild. They're going to go with best player available, which is Berkeley Catton.
Man.
And they're not afraid of his size, and he can play center. So that will be a good player.
I mean,
hopefully to play with Kaprizov. Good player to play with Kaprizov if Kaprizov doesn't leave them. Derek, who are you picking for the San Jose Sharks? You get the second one. I got the first one. So what are they doing? Are they going to switch it up and go defenseman here? Or are they going to stay on track and go forward?
Man, I'm not going to lie. I already had to already used one of my picks that I had for them and a different player because you stole the pick I had for them. Or everything's gotten messed up now, so I have to keep jumping down the board.
Everyone
did have them at a defenseman, though. So you know what? I have them at a right-handed D. We're gonna stick with that right-handed D and say screw who is going to get this guy a couple picks down. We got Adam Juracek coming up at 6'2", 175 pounds, playing out of the Czech. Boy's already big in the regular league or the pro league for a while over there. Big right-handed defenseman. I feel like with Will Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, Will Smith. Yeah, I thought I said that backwards for a second. I'm like, no, you did it right. Will Smith and who they got? Who do we have him at going in the first round?
Celebrini.
Oh, yeah. Celebrini. I was like, oh, yeah. The first overall pick. I mean, at that point, you already had to stack 2 lines right there with those two players. Might as well try to give them some backup.
A lot of people might be mad because you didn't pick a player that could have affected the Red Wings pick, because we are Detroit Red Wings fans, and so we will kind of talk about this a little bit more than all the other picks, unfortunately for you viewers, if you guys aren't regulars for our podcast. So, Derek, there's a lot of good names on here, and I'm very surprised, honestly, and I promise we didn't try to make it this way, but players that we've talked about, all of them are actually on this list still, I believe. I mean, we got Liam Greentree, Tarek Parasek, Michael Bransick-Nygaard. We got, there's one more on here. We got Michael Hagee. We got Trevor Connolly, someone we didn't talk about.
There's Igor.
Beckett Seneca. I mean, Derek, there's some pretty good names on here. And I know I'm the one who's supposed to be taking the pick, but with some of these names on this board, Who would you take for the Detroit Red Wings with the 15th overall pick?
I mean, it's kind of weird at this point. Like, after what we've talked about, I want Cole Eiserman more than anything, really. Just because of his last name and the fact that the Red Wings need that ultimate goal scorer, because we just don't have that right now. And he brings that. But you're not wrong. We literally have everybody on here that we talked about. Like, I see Chicharito down there at fucking 20. So, like, well, I think I talked that man down way too much. I apologize to that boy. He's a great player. He's going to go in the early draft. But, like, the two players I wanted are sitting right there with what I went with. It was Nygaard. Just because solely the fact he is a great player, but God, I want that name on a jersey so bad. Like that name.
You want Branzig Nygaard so bad on the back of your jersey.
I just want to see it go from like a rainbow effect just because it's so long, like his jerseys he played with.
I guess I never really thought about that. Yeah, how would his jersey look with such a long name?
It's hilarious. Have you not seen his full name on his jersey? They literally have to do a rainbow effect over his number because it's goddamn long.
That's so
But the other one is the one you brought up last time, Zach, on our last episode, Seneca. Like, he's sitting there still. I had him going, I think, at 11 for New Buffalo, but man, I'm happy I don't have this pick. Thank you for winning that coin toss, actually. I'd be sitting going back and forth right now, actually.
I am in my head a little bit because it's like I could pick the two players that I talked about in our previous episodes. If you guys haven't seen those, go ahead and check those out. Each episode we did each of our hosts, we have 4 hosts on our podcast here where each of us picked a prospect that we talked about. Like I said, we did 2 episodes, so that's 8 prospects that we talked about for the Detroit Red Wings to potentially select at the 15th overall pick. If you have not seen those are on Spotify and YouTube currently. So thank you for sticking around. If you have made it this far, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. 5 stars on Spotify as well, and hit that follow button on there. Yeah, it's tough because both of the players that I wanted are on here. I really think Liam Greentree can be a really great player. I'm just very nervous that maybe he's another Anthony Mantha 2.0 just on the right side.
Wait a minute. I am sorry, Zach. What is Liam Greentree's birth date?
January 1st.
Oh, I thought I was going to go. Oh, never mind. I thought it was going to be my birthday.
Oh, okay. Nope, it's not your birthday. Sorry,
I saw the 6 in there in the January. I was like, January 6th? Okay, pick him.
You know, you got Michael Hagee. I know Wingmill Pod selected that player for the Detroit Red Wings. Obviously, their mock draft's a little different than ours. I really love Beckett Seneke, however you pronounce it. I really do think, you know, this is a player that isn't getting as much love as he probably should. I think he came out exploding onto the scene. And more than likely, I'm probably not going to pick him because the hype around MBN, Derek, is huge right now. And so I'm following your footsteps. This 100% is just an Yzerman pick. And everyone says it, Derek. And you can talk to anybody and they will say, you ask them, who is Steve Yzerman picking in the draft? MBN. Why? Plays over in Sweden. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, don't go into any other details. Just say he's an Yzerman type, and people should be like, "Oh, okay."
The reason why I don't like this pick, I do really like this pick. I think it's fine. Any of the players that we mentioned, I would have been happy with. The only reason why I don't like this pick is because everyone keeps on saying it is the safe player because he is good at everything. Like, not one outshines the other. Not one is worse than the other. He is all around good. And I guess that's what makes me nervous is because we have been drafting that. We have been signing players like that are all around good, but not elite at one specific thing, like goal scoring, like Cole Yzerman, right? And so I don't want the Detroit Red Wings to build a team of just middle 6 players because as time goes on, Derek, that's kind of what it feels like as when we're not bringing up these prospects, right? So how long is it going to take for MBN to make the Detroit Red Wings? Because after this past previous season, he was playing for the Allsvenskan League over in Sweden, which is the second league compared to the Swedish Hockey League. Is he going and playing in the SHL? That part I don't know. I hope so. Because that furthers his development. How long is it going to take him to get here? 2 years then? Because he's coming from Allsvenskan and then hopefully going to the SHL? I don't know, Derek. But to go back on the positives, great shot. Way better than I think a lot of us actually realize. Good skating. 200-foot game. Just an all-around good player. Really, really good player for the Red Wings here. The safe pick, yes, but a really good pick. And the Red Wings, I mean, at 15... you're very happy. You're not happy. So
And
I got to be better with my choice of words.
I mean, you're not upset with this pick, but at the same time, everybody wants something different and something that we possibly can attain at this point in this draft. So, especially if we keep it at 15, we are getting what we can get, and Nygaard's probably one of the best opportunities we can get right now. That's going to be a for sure thing. And yeah, Zach, he will be playing for the SHL next year in Skellefteå with ASB.
That's good. All right, I like it. All right, I'm better.
Make it a little better. Thank you for letting me know that's the team that ASB plays for, because I was like, oh, that's actually a nice tandem to see for the Red Wings now.
And now that you make that connection, it actually does make sense now that the Red Wings would pick him, because you know what? I guarantee you, Kronwall, Zetterberg, Lindstrom, even. They're all over there, right? I guarantee you, if they're talking with ASP, they're talking with the manager of that club, they're talking to the head coach. Give us a little insight on MBN. Yeah, take him. Go ahead. Great player. You'll love him. Hopefully franchise guy. All right, Derek, we're going to move along here. That's it for the Red Wings. St. Louis Blues, Derek, you're on the clock. We're going to bust through these really quickly. Now that we
don't really care that much about these players, because hopefully we're not moving back in the draft at all anyways. So for the St. Louis Blues, we got that center left wing at 6'1", slightly underweight at 161, but that's probably the easiest thing you can overcome in the NHL. We got Trevor Connolly going.
You know, I think that this is a fine pick. I think that Trevor Connolly can be a good player for them in the future and could surprise a lot of people, honestly. I think the Washington Capitals. Wow. Okay. They're going for Liam Greentree. Go have fun with Ovi. You're going to like it. That's a great Ovi replacement for them. Legit. You're going to learn from Ovi.
That is.
I think that Liam Greentree, if he's selected by the Washington Capitals, they will have him play in the NHL this upcoming season. Just to learn from Ovi, personally, I think that that's the route that they would go. So
I get Chicago twice. This sucks.
Ouch.
Like, come on, why can't they just be the New York Rangers pick still? I mean, actually, it doesn't matter. I'd still get them at 20. Damn it.
That's the Islanders, but you were close.
Oh, yeah, Islanders. Did I say Rangers?
You did. That's okay.
Yeah, well, you know.
It's
both same place, whatever. All right, Chicago. Let's see. We got Carlos' pick from last week. We got Michael Hage going.
Damn. That's a sneaky good pick for them.
I mean,
good goal scorer.
Oh, Chicago. We'll see you in the Stanley Cup in 5 years. I hate you all.
And Derek, I get our second favorite team, the Vegas Golden Knights. Oh boy. Wow. The last time that they selected Deslo in the draft, it was probably a couple of years ago, or at least their inaugural season. So this team, honestly, whoever they pick, they're going to get traded within a year or two. So
you're not wrong. What does their prospect pool look like? It's a desert, literally where they play.
They're gonna go Seneke. If he's not with the team, then they're gonna get a really good return for him and a ready now player in 1 to 2 years down the line.
When he's officially going into the NHL, they'll be like, who needs him? Give us a good player so we can make a cup run.
We'll take him. Hopefully, maybe, because I want him still. All right, Derek. Now this time you are picking for the New York Islanders.
Yes, I am. And you know what's funny? I'm going to go with the guy that I covered myself last week that I pooed on so much. Igor Cherninov.
Matt Leslie right now is running over to your house, kicking your door down, and slapping the hell out of you for allowing the Islanders, Lou Lamoriello, selecting the Russian big guy that you couldn't find any videos on in the KHL.
Oh, there's zero videos in the KHL. I was so confused by that. But I can't argue. Like, his KHL performance, little lackluster, yes. But his MHL, He blew it out of the water, over a point per game player. He's definitely too good for that league. Definitely be in the KHL next year. Gets a little bigger, probably, I'm going to guess. 6'2", 200 pounds still. He's only 18. He can still grow. He's going to just hone in his skills. Islanders are picking a very safe pick here at 20, and he will probably be, I would say, at the worst, a bottom 6 player for them. So Mac can come and smack me, but he got a consistent player, and they should be happy.
All right, we're going to pick for the LA Kings. I covered Tarek Parasek. I really do believe that this could be a really good player. Derek, I know after I broke him down that the boys really loved him too. And so, yeah, I think that they're going to get a lethal scoring threat in Tarek Parasek. So, winger. Yeah, that's the pick.
You just took my pick for Nashville. I'm going to go with the 5'11" center, Jet Lukan. Oh, God, be with me on this name. I apologize. Luchanko? There he is.
Derek, I don't even know who this guy is, to be honest with you.
I didn't either until I actually had to look him up. Not bad production, really good forward, just in the OHL, and no one really paid too much attention to him.
You know, I know we both keep saying it, but we're picking teams that Red Wings fans generally don't care for. But damn, I got the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're going Cole Hudson. They need defense. They don't need more forwards. They need defense. Come on, people. Let's be real. They're going Cole Hudson. Not exactly like Lane, like his brother, but still a very good pick. Just a shorty like me. He's 5'10". And I'm shorter than that.
It's a shorty like me, 5'10". I'm shorter.
Go ahead and pick for the other team we don't like, the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, like, what do they need? A goalie, maybe, but at the same time, you're not going to pick a goalie with your first-round pick. For the Colorado Avalanche, obviously, we're just going to go with best player available with them. So we're going to go, even what the board says right there, not 100% accurate, but we're going to go with it. We're going to go with Sasha Boschevert.
If that's how you even pronounce it. I couldn't even help you out with that one right there, Derek, to be honest with you.
I don't know who could, actually.
Boisvert. Yeah, best player available, honestly. Can play center, too. Not a bad pick for the Colorado Avalanche. Do they really need any draft prospects? No. And I'm very shocked that they even have their first-round pick. This is probably one of those situations where I could see it being traded for a ready-now player, but we'll just have to wait and see come draft day, Derek. And so I got a pick for the Ottawa Senators again. Wow,
we just get the worst picks back and forth.
Who did we pick for them? We picked a defenseman in Zane Parekh, the right-handed defenseman. And so with that, they're going to go BPA. They're going to take Andrew Basha. They're going to go left wing.
That's not a bad pick.
Just because I got nothing else to say. It's the Sens. All right, Derek, who do you got for the Habs? I picked for them first.
We have such high respects for the Senators. We love them so much on this podcast. All right.
Yeah, the Habs picked Kaden Lidstrom at forward. So are they going to go defenseman or forward again, Derek?
You know, being the team they are, they can just, again, another team that could use literally everything. Doesn't matter what position they're at. And I'm just going to go, you know, we're going to go with best player available that I think of at this point. And I think that might be Emil Hemming.
Yes, we're not going to lie. As we continue going down this list, it is getting a little more and more difficult to figure out what the needs are for some of these teams, right? Because like I mentioned quite a few times, we are a Red Wings-based podcast, and so we are trying to do our best to select players. So obviously you can leave it in the comments to let us know and educate us what certain teams could utilize, you know, need-wise at the draft and select the player that they want. So let us know down in the comments. We definitely appreciate that feedback. So go ahead and let us know. And so Derek, I got the Carolina Hurricanes. And so rumor mill, I mean, lots of forwards. It seems like that could be out. And then you got some defensemen as well. And like I just mentioned, not too familiar with a lot of these teams' prospect pools. So with them, I think I'm gonna go Henry Muse for the best right-handed defenseman on the board. 6 foot, so he's right there at defenseman size. Could probably add a little bit more weight.
Right-handed Ds are so coveted, so why not? Because I'm going to lead right back into Calgary's pick down here because they're going for a right-handed D as well after they just got a nice Tej McGinley to keep going with that. A family circus going on over there. We're going to go with, I think, yeah, we're going to go with him. EJ Emery, 6'3", 180-pound right-handed D.
Big boy.
He's a big boy. That's why I see them like big guy, right-handed D, very defensively minded. That's going to go very well with the offensively gifted scoring machine again, Lasso.
And then for Dallas, I'm going to have them going for Alphonse Friege. This is a sneaky pick from what I've heard from other sources, just listening, reading, that this is a player that probably could look back and this could be a player that you're like, wow, this should have been a top 15 player. That's just what I've heard from that's just what I've heard from other people, from other sources, reading, watching, whatever. So yeah, I think that this is a good pick for the Dallas Stars. So risk reward there. So for sure. Derek, the other New York team.
I know. I'm looking at him like, what does a President Trophy team need this year? They were great on
Stanley Cup.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. You know what? Let's go with that right-handed Ryder Ritchie. Not a bad player, honestly.
Derek, I got the Philadelphia Flyers. They took Carter Yakimchuk. They're going to go Tanner Howe, and that makes me upset.
Oh, I thought he would fall to the second round at least. I was hoping at least.
I wanted the Red Wings to take him. His size, this is another player. It's just due to size. Yeah, this is a player that probably will fall out of the second round, but here, I got the Flyers taking him. And so, Derek, you got the last pick. It's supposed to be for the Ducks, but it could be for the Flyers. I should pause. I believe the last game of the series for the Stanley Cup final is tonight because the Panthers are leading 3-0, and it's tonight at 8 p.m. So let's say the Oilers come back from a 3-0 deficit and lead the series 4-3, winning the Stanley Cup, and they pick last. Who are they taking with the 32nd overall pick in the first round of the 2024 NHL Draft, Derek?
Well, who is going to be the last man called on that Friday night? I think it's going to be a centerman from the OHL, Cole. Again, I apologize, everybody, if you made it this far with our butchering names. Cole Buedon? There he is.
There you are. Cole Bedoin?
Have fun with it, because I could not do it.
Yep.
But a player in the OHL, not a bad center, good size. I don't think you can really go wrong with that pick there, especially depending on who actually gets that pick here.
Yeah. I got nothing on that pick. I think that's fine. Congratulations, Edmonton. You fake won the Stanley Cup. Ken Holland fired.
I like how we're looking at this. I'm like, I really don't like. It's kind of weird. We don't know which pick's going to be these ones at the end. So up in the air. I mean, either or. I'm pretty sure both teams will be happy with these picks that they get. So,
and that is our NHL mock draft. And so thank you for sticking around. We will continue with some Red Wings related stuff and some NHL related stuff. So if you want to stick around, we definitely appreciate that. If not, take care. Thank you for stopping by. We definitely appreciate you for doing that. And hopefully you subscribed and you liked this episode, and we'll see y'all on the next one. And so farewell. Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye. And so, Derek, let's go ahead and jump into some Red Wings news. We'll go quickly about these. The Griffins signed forward Gabriel Seeger, I believe is how you pronounce it, to a one-year contract for the upcoming 24-25 season with the Grand Rapids Griffins, like I mentioned. So, Derek, they signed that other player not that long ago, that Russian player too. And so I was asking Hockey Town West boys, is this a sign that some of the younger players are going to make the jump up now that they're bringing on some of these other people from the outside of the organization? And basically, to sum up the answer, they're not sure and no at the same time, basically, because we're just really unsure right now. So a lot of the players that signed their ELCs during last season and this offseason, there's a good chance that they don't come back and they just go back to their junior clubs in the OHL or WHL, wherever they came from, right? So we'll just have to wait and see on that. So, all right. And Seeger put up 14 goals, 30 assists for 44 points in 35 games played with Cornell University, also wearing an A on his jersey. So that's awesome. It was his 5th year. playing for the NCAA as well. He was stuck in that COVID year too, so that's why he went in that 5th-year option. So good for him. Honestly, you just stick with it, and then look at that. You get a pro
Hey,
contract.
we're doing the end.
Yeah, fuck yeah. It did. It really did for him. So congratulations to him. Some of his accolades. NCAA ECAC, that's the division or whatever I'm assuming they're in, champion. First all-star team, student athlete of the year, all Ivy academic team, NCAA all Ivy League first team, and then NCAA top collegiate player, Hobie Baker Award nominee. Sick. That's awesome.
I mean, I feel like you're forgetting the fact that he's also 6'4", 210 pounds.
Oh, I didn't say all that. Yeah, he's 24, 6'4", 209 pounds, shoots left, plays center, and left wing. Thank you for reminding me. I missed that.
Say, that boy is a big forward.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a really big boy. And so, yeah, that's something to get really excited about. So I'm excited to talk to Nick and Brandon about that as we continue down along the road of this offseason. So I'm sure we will talk about prospects and how this Red Wings roster could shape up, and potentially how Grand Rapids as well. That's it for Red Wings news. There's not shit. So we're going into around the league news, Derek. Oilers versus Panthers, Stanley Cup final still. Like I said, Panthers leading 3-0, Derek. Is tonight the night? Is it ending? I already said it to my buddy Jeff.
What? The game just started right now, technically, right? So.
Oh, yeah.
8:13?
8-2-13?
8:13.
Oh, yeah, that's the time. I thought you were saying the score was going to be 8-13. But in my prediction, before the game started, 3-2, Panthers, overtime.
Ooh, I like that. I'm going to go. I want to go off of the Panthers Vegas game last year and just think that Panthers are still pissed off from that 9-3 massive blowout to lose the NHL Stanley Cup.
Remember when we played the Chow simulation and it was almost the same score as real life and we were freaking out?
That was, we were like, that's just ridiculous. Why would that happen? Watch this. We're like, what is happening during this game? This should not be the final game of a Stanley Cup playoff. But it happened, and I'm going to go with it again. Panthers are pissed. It's going to be like 10-3 this game. Bob is going to be a god and stop like 40 shots. Well, Florida has, I think, 25 and still scores 10 goals.
Oh, boy. Moving along. Friedman 32 thoughts. Teams that Friedman notes have a robust internal tool similar to Cap Friendly in some way. Seattle, New Jersey, Carolina, Chicago, New York Islanders, Toronto, Columbus, Vegas, Pittsburgh. So basically, other teams may have something, but most other were reliant on Cap Friendly. Yeah. So talking about why the Washington Capitals bought Cap Friendly, right, is because other teams were utilizing it when they didn't have their own unique way to getting certain data on certain things, on certain players, like that Cap Friendly had, and just their tools and algorithms. So smart on the Washington Capitals, but bad for fans and bad for Gary Bettman when he says fans don't care about Cap, when there's a lot more fans that care about Cap than you actually think, especially when Cap is the reason your team is not good. Right? Like that, to me, that just like, we're not good just because we don't want to be good. It's because Cap, right? Like that, you could say that for a lot of these teams, right? Cap is an issue. So a lot of people spend a lot of time looking at Cap, Gary Bettman. So
he just blows my mind. Like, why does the NHL and Cap Friendly have such a bad relationship, to the fact that they couldn't figure something out that it just benefited everybody, instead of the Capitals coming in and just saying, smack y'all? Because, like you said, Zach, there was one name that was missing from that list that had something similar to Cap Friendly. We don't got anything, apparently.
Nope. Other NHL-related news, the NHL to go to 4 rounds instead of 7, and the NHL Draft, Derek? Thoughts on that?
Well, it's not live anymore, so what are they going to do? Make it instead of 32? Is it just going to be 32 picks the entire time still?
Well, it would still be live, but they're not doing... Right, they're not doing all of it live in person, right? Where they do the walk-up on stage, everyone's on the floor, right? So they're not doing that after this this upcoming draft, right? So the reason for it is because, and we may have talked about this before. I know that I've talked about this with friends, mainly Jeff, but um, one of the issues with for me at least that I see in hockey is the fact that once you get drafted at the age of 17 or 18, you do not sign a contract right away unless you are Connor Bedard, right? You got to be someone like that. And so a lot of these players who get picked in the later rounds, they don't see pro action with a pro contract until 3, 4, 5 years down the line, right? By the time that they're already 22, 23, 24, 21, around that time. And so the reason why they want to do this is so players aren't glued to certain organizations and being told what they can and cannot do with their careers and how they want to go about it and building their careers, right? And building a path to have that successful career. And so that's kind of one of the reasons behind it as to why. I'm sure there's a little bit more, and my nose is super itchy. So hold on, I'm going to pause. But yeah, I mean, I guess I would be okay with this. Yeah, they would still just do first round is one day, and then the next 3 rounds are the next day. I mean, that's what they did all the other years is first round, first day, and then rounds 2 through 7 were the next day. So it saves a lot of money. It's a money thing too, I think, right? So not having the draft anymore at a live location, not, I guess time too. So I'm not really trying to make excuses for it, but definitely trying to shed the light a little bit on people as to asking why or whatever. And you guys probably don't care, but
I say just remember Gary Bettman's a lawyer.
Yeah.
Just remember that statement right there, and that should explain everything that he does really quickly.
And to lay it on that, and that's not to say that just because he's a lawyer, it's all his fault. He is the spokesperson for all the owners in the league. He is. He's not the one who really comes up
or not.
Yeah, he's really not the one who makes the decisions. He is the one who speaks on them. The owners are the one who makes the decisions and everything that goes on. So they have the ownership meetings. He speaks out on it. He is the NHL House representative, House Speaker, so to say.
He is the face of the NHL.
So, yeah.
Which isn't great, but, it is what it is.
Yeah, I think 20-something years is a little too long. I think we can move on, just like how we're about to move on to the next topic of the NHL news. And we're coming up to an end here. On Thursday, Doug Armstrong did sign an extension to remain as the president of hockey operations with the St. Louis Blues through 2018 or 2028. I almost said 2018 to 2029 season, where Alexander Steen will take over as the general manager in 2026. We were worried that Daddy Pete was rumored because he had been posting a lot of photos and everything about old Stanley Cup victories and time in St. Louis. So I'm like, please don't go.
Take that friendly or team friendly deal. Get Daddy P, stay with us. I'll buy your jersey. Don't worry. I don't know if that money goes to you, but I'll support you.
That's a good question. I wonder if they do get any money from
really
jersey sales.
That.
Yeah, probably not. Last news, Kappa Kakao. Very surprised at the signs a 1-year deal with New York at his qualifying offer of $2.4 million. So I thought, well, it's better for them to actually sign him. I mean, what would you rather do, Derek? Would you rather trade your former second overall pick for a second or a third round pick, or would you rather sign him for $2.4 million to put up 30 points?
I mean, you risked everything on it. Give it one more year as a prove it deal. And yeah, that's all you can do. Would I have given him that much money after his performance? Probably not. I probably have dropped it down quite a bit, but hopefully he can produce something. That's all I'm hoping. And hopefully he proves everyone wrong and makes everyone feel dumb for not trying to trade for him. Because obviously right now, if someone traded for him, it's a low ball. So
I don't think it's quite yet like a Philip Zadina situation, but it's getting pretty close. I can smell
only a couple years off.
Yeah. They're getting there. I was going to say we're getting there. We already lived through that. Scaries.
Yeah, don't go back.
Yeah. But we will end the video here, Derek. And so, final thoughts?
Well, I have to be honest. If the draft goes the way it is, I'm not upset too bad because obviously the only one I care about is the Red Wings pick. Everybody else can go screw off, even though we try
right
to accurately prescribe it.
We got it. The script's right here, everyone. I know you can't.
Yeah, what are you holding up? No one can see that. Is that a green? Is it green?
It's supposed to be a script. It's sticky notes, but yeah, you get my point. Yeah, we got the script right here. It's right on the screen too. So continue on with your final thoughts. I'm sorry.
Well, just at this point, I'm just again. I've repeated this probably the last 5 episodes. I'm just happy I am not Steve right now. Good luck, buddy. You only have a couple more weeks. Well, that's a lie. You have the rest of your life. You're not allowed to leave us. Sorry, but this is where it's like crunch time for you, buddy. So good luck. Hopefully you pull through for the Red Wings, make some good trades, make some good purchases on the UFAs. Hopefully I don't see a Dakota Joshua sign for $4 million. I'm hoping if you do that, it's a lot less. But
dear God,
I don't know. I don't know.
Derek,
Rumors
scare
me. Wait, say Zach?
I said, stop it, Derek. You're scaring me.
I know. It's a scary thought. I don't know. He's a good player, but I just don't think we need somebody who's a playoff caliber player who plays well in playoffs for a team who hasn't made the playoffs in a while. So I don't know. He's not a bad player, though. So
final thoughts, bud.
Let's go, Red Wings. Draft's coming up. Hopefully we do something well. Stevie, good luck.
And my final thoughts are, Derek, I'm just going to copy everything you said. Let's go Red Wings. Let's go Grand Rapids Griffins. Let's go Florida Panthers, Stanley Cup champions. I said it here. Derek said it was 8:13 earlier. It is now currently 8:24 p.m. Saturday, 6/15/2024. This will be airing on 6/16.
Give me 1 second, Zach.
1.
Well, okay. Move more.
5.
Verse
10.
10. NHL.
What are you looking up? Score 0-0.
Yeah, 0-0, 18 minutes left in the first period. Okay, no one scored yet. I was hoping there'd be like a quick smack in the face.
And Darnell Nurse just got a 2-minute tripping penalty. And so we will close it off there. Darnell Nurse, you keep taking pucks up the butt. I don't know why, but you got to stop doing that. And so, Derek, we will be hopping off here. Thank you for joining us once again. If you are returning, if you are new, thank you for stopping by. Hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, give us the 5 stars, and follow us on Spotify if you haven't already. And we'll see y'all on the next one. See ya.
Bye, y'all.